All right, let's get right into it. If you're even thinking about trying intermittent fasting, you need to hear this first. There is one single biological reason most people fail miserably, and I'm going to show you how to avoid it. It all boils down to a tiny little switch inside your body.
And here's the crazy number. A full 88% of adults walk into fasting with this crucial metabolic switch totally jammed. That pretty much guarantees they're going to fail. We're talking almost 9 out of every 10 people setting themselves up for a really bad time from the moment they start.
So if you've ever tried fasting and felt just awful, ravenous, shaky, completely hangry by 10 in the morning, I need you to hear this loud and clear. It is not a willpower problem. It has absolutely nothing to do with your discipline. It's a switch problem, and today we're going to fix that switch.
To really get what this switch is all about, we have to talk about fuel. Because you see, successful fasting isn't really about the time on the clock. It's about what kind of fuel is running your body's engine.
I want you to think of your body like a hybrid car, okay? You've got 2 different fuel tanks. The first one is a tiny, quick-burn sugar tank. It runs on the carbs and sugars from the food you just ate. But then you have a second one, a huge, long-range fat tank, and that's your stored body fat. The entire goal of fasting is to switch from that little sugar tank over to the big fat tank.
So what controls the switch between these 2 tanks? It's all down to one very powerful hormone, insulin. Now, we know its main job is to manage blood sugar, but a better way to think of it is as a gatekeeper. Insulin literally holds the key to your fat stores, and it decides if they're locked up tight or open for business.
And this really shows you the 2 modes your body can be in. When your insulin levels are high, which happens right after you eat carbs and sugar, your fat vault is locked. Your body is in storage mode, period. But when insulin is low, that vault door swings wide open, and your body can finally access and burn its own fat for energy. So here's the key takeaway. You can only burn body fat when insulin is low.
Okay, so let's make this personal for a second. Ask yourself this, and be honest. How long can you actually go without eating before you get shaky, irritable, that hangry feeling? If your answer is something like 3, maybe 4 hours, well, that's a huge clue that your metabolic switch is stuck in sugar-burning mode, and your body just can't get to that fat tank.
So what happens when you try to fast with that switch jammed? You get what I call a fasting disaster. And I'm going to walk you through it because I bet this is going to sound pretty familiar to some of you.
So, you wake up, you're all fired up to do your fast. But by about 10 a.m., that little sugar tank you were running on is completely empty. Your body needs fuel, and it starts sending out signals to get some, fast.
Now it tries to flip that metabolic switch to tap into your fat stores. But nope, access denied. Because your insulin is still a bit too high, the gatekeeper just won't open the vault. So what does your body do? It panics. It literally thinks you're in a survival crisis, that you're starving.
And this panic triggers a whole hormonal cascade of chaos. Your stress hormone, cortisol, starts screaming for energy. Your body actually starts breaking down your own muscle tissue for emergency fuel. Your blood sugar goes on a roller coaster. You get brain fog, and you become incredibly irritable. You are literally starving, even though you have tens of thousands of calories of fuel locked away in that fat vault.
So by noon, all that hormonal screaming is just too much to handle. You crack. You find yourself in the kitchen binging on whatever you can get your hands on. But this isn't a failure of willpower. It's the totally predictable biological response to a body that couldn't access its own fuel. But here's the good news. That whole disaster scene, it is completely avoidable. You can fix the switch before you even try to fast. And here is a simple 4-step plan to get it done. This whole plan is about one thing, building what we call metabolic flexibility. That's the ability to easily switch between fuels. So, step 1, stop the constant snacking. Eating every couple of hours keeps that insulin high all day. You need to give it 4 to 5 hours between meals to let it drop. Step 2, for a few days, swap out sugary processed carbs for more protein and healthy fats. This helps keep insulin low. Step 3 is a gentle rehearsal, a simple 12-hour fast overnight. Just finish dinner at 7 p.m. and have breakfast at 7 a.m. And finally, step 4, and this one's huge, manage your stress and sleep. High cortisol from stress can block your fat-burning switch just as much as high insulin can. Now, when you do this little bit of prep work, the entire experience of fasting changes. It goes from feeling like torture to feeling like, well, freedom and control.
So on your actual fasting day, after you've prepared your body, Something amazing happens. When that little sugar tank runs dry, your insulin is already nice and low. So the metabolic switch, it just flips. Smoothly, effortlessly. The gatekeeper hands you the keys.
And the results are incredible. That fat vault unlocks, and your body starts cruising on its own stored energy. Your liver even starts making these things called ketones, which are like a premium fuel source for your brain. It leads to this sharp focus and really steady energy with no crashes. And hunger? It's not that screaming panic anymore. It's just a gentle wave that comes and goes because your body's already busy feeding itself.
Look at this, side by side. It's night and day, right? On disaster day, you're locked out of your own fuel, your hormones are freaking out, and you feel terrible. But on success day, you're burning body fat, your hormones are calm, and you feel focused and in control. It's the exact same person, just in a completely different metabolic state.
So here's the most important thing I want you to walk away with. The person who succeeds at fasting isn't tougher or more disciplined than you are, they're just better prepared. They took a little time to fix that biological switch first.
And this quote just sums it all up, doesn't it? This should never be about gritting your teeth and suffering through misery. It's about understanding how your body is designed to work and then cooperating with it to get the results you want. Don't fight your biology, work with it.
So before you even think about starting your next fast, just take a second. Don't ask yourself, do I have enough willpower for this? Instead, ask, is my switch ready to flip? Because getting your body ready first, well, that's the real secret to making fasting feel like success, not torture.